And that's when I realized that's not what I wanted to do, and I quit everything, you know. I just said, this is not for me. I gave my 2-week notice, and I just started planning my trip, my life after that. And years later, when I decided I no longer wanted to do the corporate life, like the 9 to 5, every minute I'll be looking at my clock and my watch. I'm like, I got to get out of this place. And although things around me were great and people thought I had a good career, a good job, I just wanted to come back to Thailand.
Hey folks, Pete here from Thairish Times. It's heating up in Bangkok. The temperature is rising. The hot season has arrived. From now until the middle of May, it's the hottest period of the year in Bangkok anyway. And then middle of May, then rainy season comes, and that's always a welcome relief. Anyway, we've got an interview for you today. So today we're gonna meet Alex, a guy who quit his job at Netflix to travel the world, and he's currently in Thailand. There seems to be a reoccurring theme at the moment of people that have quit their job in the West to move to Thailand. And that's not the only kind of interview we're going to do here on Thairish Times. I've got more entrepreneurs lined up and all sorts of different stories as well. The next video after this is going to be about the mistakes that I've made in Thailand. No one's perfect. I'm going to share some of my mistakes. Yeah, so without further ado, let's go meet Alex. And if you like the content, subscribe to the channel. We're not far away from hitting 10k. I've got my heart set on 10k. My little Irish heart wants to get to 10k, and I need your help. So please subscribe, share the video, like, comment, and let's meet Alex. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, Pete. How are you doing?
Good.
Great.
Tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Toronto, Canada. That's it. So yeah, no, I immigrated to Toronto as a kid when I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old, and I lived in a pretty bad neighborhood at the time. It was like the late 90s, early 2000s, so it was crazy for me to come and just like basically live in an area where gun violence, shootings, everything like that was so common, and I didn't realize how dangerous it was until like years after, or like incidents that happened to me. But yeah, I'm originally from the Middle East, but I migrated to Canada as a child.
What was that like, migrating to Canada back then?
Honestly, at the time it seemed like a normal thing because everybody was doing it, trying to get a better life. And I think that's where my love for travel came from, because when I was younger, we went to different countries. So along the way, we stopped at like exotic places to me. Like we stopped in Nepal or India, or places that, you know, it was brand new to me, you know. So I remember just smelling different foods and seeing different kinds of people that looked different from me. And when I landed in Toronto, I saw snow for the first time, so that was exciting, you know. I like ran out there and tried to eat the snow. You know, of course, don't eat yellow snow now, I know, but I'm like, oh, there's some good flavors in here. No, I'm just kidding, but you know, it was cool, it was different for sure.
So tell us, what was life like growing up in Canada?
In a way it was exciting because it was new to me, in a way it was dangerous, in a way it was like brand new once again. So it was all right overall, but it was challenging at times.
And what did you do for work in Canada?
You know, I started living by myself since I was like in high school. So I was, I think, one of the first people with a car in grade 9, even though I was like 14 or 15. It was kind of cool. But so I moved out and I was living by myself in a basement of an old lady named Dolores. She was like fun. So I got a job working as a cook. So I was cooking in a restaurant, and I worked my way up to like a kitchen supervisor, eventually a casino manager. So I was managing slot operations in casinos in Toronto, which is run by the government. So I had a pretty good, you know, salary, a pension, all the stuff that you might want. I bought myself a house, had a girl, I had a car, like a girlfriend, I should say, not a daughter. But life was supposed to be good, but you know, honestly, it wasn't really what I wanted. So yeah.
So you're not too happy. You said you weren't fulfilled back in Canada, and here we are in Thailand.
Yeah.
So what happened? How did you end up over here?
So I remember about 10 years ago, 2012, I wanted to go to Brazil to watch the World Cup. But none of my friends were able to go to Brazil, and I decided to try a different place like Thailand. So I came here with my best friend, and that's how we started. It was like the first love at first sight, like they say. I remember just from the airport to the hotel, it was exciting because I seen different things like street food, you know, clubs and bars open at 2, 3 in the morning. So that's when I first like fell in love with Thailand. And years later, when I decided I no longer wanted to do the corporate life, like the 9 to 5, every minute I'll be looking at my clock and my watch. I'm like, I got to get out of this place. And although things around me were great and people thought I had a good career, a good job, I just wanted to come back to Thailand. I wanted to come back to the beaches. I wanted to come back to the beautiful people, the food, and the weather. Like, we're sweating right now, you know. Canada's minus 30 sometimes, so I just wanted to get away from all that.
Was there a pivotal moment that you decided, like, that's it, I'm going? Because I meet a lot of people, and I've interviewed a lot of people, and you'd be surprised, a lot of people have like this moment in their life where they're like, that's it, I'm leaving, I'm going. Did you have one of those moments?
I did, honestly. So after the casino, I was working in the film industry, right? So we worked for Netflix and met a lot of people, a lot of celebrities. We got a chance to go to like box office seats at baseball games and Raptor games, and like, you know, and one day I remember I was sitting in the office and people kind of start screaming, and I'm like, what's going on? And I know our receptionist was one of the guys that was really into like following celebrities and all that, and he's like, oh, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are on the street. And I'm like, what? So everybody's like running downstairs, and I look out the window and there's like swarm of people following these two characters, I should say, and I realized, I'm like, wow, is this what I want in life? Do I want to be in a position where I would just throw all my responsibilities out the window, all my care, just to go see somebody, for example, right? And that's when I realized that's not what I wanted to do, and I quit everything, you know. I just said, this is not for me. I gave my 2-week notice, and I just started planning my trip, my life after that.
So you quit your Netflix job. What happened then?
I quit my Netflix job, and I decided to do anything I could so I could travel. And at that time, you know, online teaching or online work wasn't so popular 6 years ago. So I looked online to see what kind of opportunities there were, and there was a Chinese company that was offering a really good pay, up to like $30 an hour US, just to teach kids online. I'm thinking, this cannot be real. So every morning I would do that job until I got my first paycheck. So in the mornings I would do the teaching job, then go to my, you know, regular Netflix job in the office, and then until I realized it was real, I got my first paycheck. I realized it was legit. I just quit my job, and that was it. So
when you quit your job and you started teaching online, is that when you started traveling, or
you know, I was traveling before all that. So every week, I remember every year, I would go to different countries, right? I've been to probably 20-something countries by now, and I went to Portugal, Spain, all these places I would go. It was only 2 weeks, right? Because that's how much time I had off work. And every time I came back, it was like the worst feeling I had. Like, I didn't want to come back to an office. I know there's such a beautiful world out there, and I know I wanted to be part of that. So I just decided, like, as soon as I had the chance, I would travel full time, and if I could. And then I went to the Philippines. I spent 8 months there. I went to Turkey, spent 9 months there. I went to Georgia, Armenia, and all this in the past like 2 years. And I realized that this is what I wanted. This was my passion, just to get out there and like experience the world.
So now you're traveling the world, right? You're going to different countries. I imagine, now this is a bit of a personal question, you're probably making more money back in Canada working in Netflix than what you're doing now. But are you happy now?
I'm more happy than I've ever been, to be honest. You know, I probably make 20% of what I made, or even less, money-wise, but what's the point of money if you can't spend it? You know, it's like every weekend, I was like, oh, it's Friday, great, okay, I'm tired today. Saturday, we had one day before Sunday, you think, oh, I have to go back to work, you know? So even though I had money, I couldn't spend it, I couldn't enjoy it, and everything I had was like materialistic things, you know, a house, okay, whatever. As long as I have a bed and a shower, I'm good, you know? As a man, it's simple, like I have nothing else I would look for. And every day it's just less stress. Right now I work maybe 2 or 3 hours a day. Okay, so that right there, I'm saving more time for sure. And I get to do things I enjoy, like just travel, go to cafes, go for a swim, go to the gym, go to different restaurants, meet people like yourself, come to the park. I'm much happier now than I ever been, even though I make a fraction of what I made financially speaking.
And how long have you been in Thailand?
I've been in Thailand 3 months now, but I only have another month, to be honest. So I extended my visa a couple times because of the COVID extension, and I have another month left, so I don't know what I'll do after this, but I've been here 3 months. I'll stay another month, so 4 months total. So
what do you like about living in Thailand?
What I like about living in Thailand, honestly, is convenience, you know, and the lifestyle is much different than Canada. For example, in Canada, you just work to be working. Everything you do is just to work, you know, everything revolves around work. Even just meeting friends, you have to schedule to meet your friend, like, hey, are you free next Wednesday or whatever. But in Thailand, life is much easier because, first of all, of course, as we all know, or I'm sure we do, cost of living is much lower, right? So I get to save money while I travel. And because right now I'm single, no kids, I'm not married, I have a lot more freedom than some people do, right? So, and even if I had kids or family, I think I'd rather prefer to live in Thailand than Canada. Canada is a beautiful country, very structured, organized, but there's too many, like, I don't know, you don't have as much freedom as you do here in Thailand. Like every weekend I can go to a nearby beach and spend like my days much more at peace. Even though I'm like relatively young, I feel like I'm already retired. I'm not working for you, but I'm retired.
Yeah, but you know, money's important.
Well, it depends. Why is money important? Like, what do you need money for? Everything that people want money for, I'm doing it now. I'm living that life right now.
What about your pension?
I already have it. So like I'm paying into my, even though I have no income technically, right? I don't work for a Canadian company or government. I still pay into my pension plan every month when I do every year when I do my taxes. So I put a little bit of money aside. So when I'm retired, I know I have some sort of income at that point. And luckily for me, I have a house. So in Canada, I own a house and I'm renting it, and that is another source of like stream of money coming in every month. Although most of it goes to my mortgage, it's still like something that gives me security, knowing that at any point I can go back, sell my house, and have a large sum of money if I need to.
And are you living in a condo over here?
I'm living in a studio. It's kind of new, right near Unnut BTS station, and it's got everything I need. As you know, I'm very simple, like I mentioned. It's got a nice, you know, shower, bed, living room, kitchen, bath. It's all separated, so I feel like it's more than a studio, and it's all inclusive. And I pay only $260 a month. 260. Yeah, that's like me and two friends.
How much is that in baht?
260. That's only 8,500 baht.
Okay, that's a good deal.
Yeah, I think so. I negotiated with the guy a little bit. I've learned through my travels, you know, you could always knock them down a little bit. So I told him I'll leave him a good review on Airbnb if he hooks me up with a discount. So it worked out well. What advice do you have for anyone who's thinking of doing what you did, quitting the 9-to-5 in Europe, North America, Australia, New Zealand, or anywhere in the world, and come over to Thailand? I would just say to do it. Honestly, it's never going to be a perfect time. You know, when I was younger, I heard somebody say something about traveling. You know, I'm sure many people may have known this, but they said in order to travel, you need three things: time, money, and energy. And never in your life will you're going to have all three things. You know, when you're younger, you have energy and time, you have no money. When you're adult, you have money and energy, you have no time. And when you're older, you have like lots of time and money, but you have no energy. So I think you guys should just do it. Honestly, whatever you're scared of, it could happen or it could not happen, but at least you'll never regret it, you know? So you just come out here, do what you have to do. If you can make even 800 USD a month, doing something online or something you enjoy doing, that can lead to many things, right? Networking, meet people, other opportunities come along, and you can't live your life being scared. Honestly, like you have one life to live, and this COVID thing really opened my eyes. You can do whatever and still be like shut down by like the government or travel restrictions. It's never gonna be a great time to do anything, so I think you should just do it. What do you dislike about living over here? You have to have a couple of dislikes. Yeah, you know, my dislikes are very, I guess they're just more like pet peeves rather than dislikes. So first thing is of course the bureaucracy, all this Thailand pass and everything just to come into the country. But if you could get over that and past that, I think it's definitely worth it. For example, many countries like Georgia or the Philippines, you can stay as a tourist up to a year or 3 years by simply going to the immigration office, slapping down some money, and they just basically sign or whatever, give you a stamp. Over here, it's like, I don't understand why I have to go out and come back in every like 2 or 3 months. So the red tape is a little weird. And even like small things like tissue when you're eating food at a restaurant. I don't know why they use like thin toilet paper for your fingers. It's something small like that, but overall it's nothing compared to, you know, working in an office 9 to 5 and commuting to work and coming back. Now don't get me wrong, that's a great life if like you have a family, kids, and maybe you just want some stability, right? But if you just want to live your life and enjoy it, Thailand's still a great place to be. And just a few little things that annoy me more than dislikes, there really isn't much, to be honest. I've started adding this question in recently. It's kind of a deep question. How deep? Very deep. Very deep. Okay, I'm ready. We're going deep here. Deep. Into your mind. Into my mind. Okay, into my heart and my soul. Let's do it. Right, when the curtain comes down. Yeah. And the show's over. How do you want people to remember you? Wow, that is deep. I never thought of it that way. Well, to be honest, I think I've always wanted to help people. So, you know, even like when I was younger, like I don't want to get into like pat myself on the back, but I've done a lot of charity work, even with a small YouTube channel, or whenever I could help, I've done it. So I want people to basically remember me as a guy that maybe gave them some advice, some information. As you notice, like lately I've been doing a lot of Thai pass, Thailand pass, stuff like that. Most of that information is for me to try to help people, right? Because I know traveling is a big deal, right? It's not easy for everybody. And it takes a lot of organization and planning. It takes a year or months for some people, right, to just organize a trip. So when it's all over, I just want people to remember Alex as a guy that basically did what he loved to do and along the way helped some people, and that's all I can ask for. So Alex has a channel?
And it's called, you've got 2 channels actually.
I've got 2 channels now, yeah.
What's the name of your first channel?
So the main channel is called Living Abroad, and that's mainly about my life living in different countries, just sharing my day and basically how to live abroad. So how to rent an apartment, what the food is like, anything I can give people information about. And the second one is called Traveling Abroad. That one is a very new channel, and it's mainly geared towards Thailand news, mainly Thailand Pass and other news that might affect people's travels, right? So just like I know the rules are always changing, so I'm trying to give some information about people, learn how to come to the country, and that's it.
Yeah, your new stuff is really good.
Okay, thank you.
So check out Alex's 2 channels. I'll leave a link in the description. It's been a pleasure.
Definitely, thanks
You're an
for having me.
interesting character.
For sure.
And best of luck with your YouTube channel.
Appreciate it, thanks, Pete.
And I like the direction that you're taking it.
Okay.
Stay on that direction, because like, there's good things coming ahead for you.
Thank you, I appreciate it, and thanks to you, and I hope that you succeed as well, because you know I reached out to you, so I'm happy to be here.
You're actually the 2nd Canadian I've ever had sitting right here. The first one was Adam Parker.
Okay.
From retired working for you, and we're soon to have a 3rd Canadian, Chris Parker.
Hi, Pete.
Yeah.
Chris Parker's agreed to it. You actually, Alex won the prize. You won the prize.
I did.
What was that prize you won?
It was the 2 weeks free stay at a great resort in Patong in Phuket. So I won the contest because I commented on one of Chris's videos. So he reached out to me and said, hey, you won the prize. And at first I didn't believe it. I thought it was just like a scam or something. I'm like, hey, Chris, do you mind if I give you a voice call or video call? And Chris, being the guy he is, so nice, he gave me a call. I knew it was him because I recognized his voice, and he gave me the 2 weeks free stay at Patong in Phuket.
Wow, good for you,
yeah,
man.
He's a nice guy.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time. The resort was beautiful. I have a video of it on my channel too, so if you guys want to check that out, click on that. But yeah, it's, you know, I got to put that in there.
Plug it in.
Plug it in there. No, but it's, yeah, he's a nice guy, and I had a great stay in the resort, for sure.
Now, I'm on the magical road for 10K.
You are. You're going to be there within the week.
Within a week? Let's hope so.
Guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Pete's doing some great work out here, and I'm privileged to be in front of him doing this interview.
And I'm going to hire him for my promo.
That's right. Hire me. I have some skills.
New PR job. Okay, thanks very much. We'll see you on the next one. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave us a comment what you think. And like I said, the magical road to 10K. Here we come. We're giving our heart and soul for 10K.
Everything.
Heart and soul for 10K. Let's
deep,
go.
Right, deep in there, right? So you got some deep questions. All right, Pete.
Thanks very much.
See you guys.